Hey coding crews, welcome to our YouTube channel MyWAY-Codezzz in English. In last video, we have designed hero section and branding logo section. Now in today's video, we will be designing the next section, which will be a new arrival section and a favorite section. So without wasting that much time, let's get started. Let me share my screen. So currently we are in our browser where we have designed web page. Now let me show you the quick demo how our next sections looks like. Now after designing the navbar section, hero section and branding logo section, now the next section is new arrival section. There you could see one heading is implemented with couple of cards are given there. Now just below that cards, title, arrow and explore now is given. Now coming to the favorite section, the same thing, one heading, cards and just below that card title, arrow and explore now. So let's start implementing these two sections. These two sections are not that much difficult, so let's start implementing. Let me go to the current web page which we are designing. So we will be continuing just after this branding logo section. Now let me take this side by side. First let me go to the VS Code. Let me take this side by side so we can start implementing. Now here you could see I have already commented the new arrival section and favorite section. So as I always say, these are the sections, so we will be starting these with the section tag. Okay, so let me give the section tag here. Just below the section tag I will apply one div. Okay, inside that div I will take one h2 tag. Now inside that h2 tag I will mention new arrivals. Now let me save it. Now here you could see the new arrivals occurred. Okay, after that div again we will take one more div. Inside that div we will take another div which is for the image tag. Okay, so just after that image tag, let me make it a self-closing tag. After that image tag again I will take new tag which is a div tag just after the image tag. So this is another div tag. Just below that div tag again I will take one more tag, and just inside that tag I will take another h3 tag. Now inside that h3 tag I will write one title which is a sweatshirt. It will be hoodies and sweatshirt. Oh sorry, let me hoodies and sweatshirt. Okay, so just after that h3 we will take another tag. Just below that h3 tag we will take another anchor tag. Now in that anchor tag let me apply hash to the href. Now inside that anchor tag I will write explore now. Okay, just after this what I will do, just after the closing of this div I will take another div named as image div where I will implement one image tag. Okay, now that image tag have the path of the image which is source, that will be like images in which arrow dot png. Okay, let me give some title to it, arrow icon. Okay, now let me give this image here as well the path which we have missed. So that path will be dot slash images, after that main hoodie dot jpg. Now if you scroll down there, you could see the images are appearing. Okay, even the arrow image is also appearing. Now let's style it and see how it looks like exactly. I mean, this card, how it looks like. So let me apply the styling to it. So section class will be the CSS style which I will be applying here. That will be like flex, then flex column, the container, after container the item start will be there, item start, then gap will be of 28, then mx auto, after that the padding x will be of 10 pixels. Okay, now coming to the div tag, let me apply the styling there as well. So the styling will be like it will be relative, and text will be of black. Okay, now let's apply styling to the h2. Now that h2 tag will be look like, the text will be of OXL, font will be black, then after the content will be of oval, then after it will be absolute, then after the left will be of 50%, then after bottom will be of minus bottom, which is of 50%. No, it will be 2.5. Okay, then after that, again after, where I will apply z index will be of 10. Let me make it short. The z index will be of 10. After the z index, the medium text will be of 5xl. Okay, let's save it and see whether it is. Yes, it's looking great now. New arrivals. Now let's coming to the another div. Just after the closing div, we will come to this div, and let's see how what styling we can apply there as well. Okay, so I will take a class and will start giving the grid. Then grid will be of, grid will grid will be like in a row how many cards are implemented. Now if we to make those cards responsive, if we make it if we minimize the screen, there you will get to see the cards are coming in a column or in a row. So for that we will be using flex row or flex column. So that will be a part of grid section. Okay, so grid are very much important. So let's make the grid as a flow of row, then grid will be of row with 1, after that gap will be of 24. On the medium screen, the grid will be of flow column, and on the medium screen the grid will be of calls 3, which will separate those cards in a 3 section. Okay, so I have make it grid calls 3. Okay, now this card is looking good, but couple of sections are required. I mean, couple of stylings are also required. So for that, just after this, the next div where I will apply the styling, the class will be of flex, then flex column. After the flex column, the width will be of full and gap will be of 7. Okay, now coming to the image tag, let's apply some styling to it as well, where I will give the class will be of width full, then height will be off manually, which will be 704 pixels, then object will be cover, that means background position will be cover of that image. Okay, object will be cover, then object will be of 75%, then rounded will be of 20%. No, it will be 20 pixel. I missed it. Okay, just after that, what we have to do now, the images are implemented. Oh sorry, I forget to apply the name to it, so it will be category name. Okay, now just after that image tag, in the next div will apply this couple of styling. The class, it will be flex, then flex, it will be of row, justify will be between, items will be center. Okay, now coming to the next div. Now see, it is rounded, it becomes rounded after applying the styling to it. So let's apply the class to it for the h3. So it will be like flex, then flex will be of column. Okay, now coming to the h3. So the h3 styling will be of flex column. Now coming to the h3, let's apply some styling to it as well. The class will be, text will be of 32 pixels, font will be medium, now after that is a anchor tag. For that anchor tag, I will apply the class. The class will be of, text will be 2xl, then another text which will be of color, so that will be a hash color. That color will be 7f, 7 capital F, 7f, 7f, and href already I have mentioned there. So if we scroll it down here, we could see the output. Now this card looks great. Now as I mentioned, after this image tag, our card is over. Now what we will do here, we will take this card 3 times, I mean 2 more times. This is the one card, and we will take another card, the card which will get which will be starting from this div. Okay, let me mark it as a comment, card 1. So let's do one thing, just copy this card and copy it 2 more times. Okay, let's change the images of it. this will be card 2. Okay, let me change the image of it. The image will be of woman in jacket. Okay, after that the card will be of 3. Now here it will be of t-shirt.jpg. Okay, now with that let me save it, and if we scroll it down, let it be loaded first. Now here you could see just after the branding logo section, new arrival section, why 3 cards are implemented very much properly, just exactly like that. If I maximize the screen, there you could see it's look like the exact the actual site. Now here you could see the new arrival section with 3 cards with its style, title, icon and explore. Now if we compare this also looks like the same, exactly same. Okay, now coming to the favorite section, this is the one. The same thing we have to implement it there as well. Now let me take this side by side. Now coming to the favorite section, the same thing we have to start with the section tag. Now in that section tag again I will take one div. Inside that div I will take one h2 tag. In that h2 tag I will mention Young's favorite. Okay, the Young's will be a favorite, and let me apply the styling to it. So the class will be of flex, then flex column, then container. After the container, items will be of start, margin y will be of 190 pixels, and gap will be of 28. With that, margin x will be of auto. Okay, let's apply some styling to the div as well. So the styling for div, it will looks like the text will be of OXL, font will be of black, the same which we have done in the previous one. The same thing we can take, that will also be the great idea. So I will do here, I will copy paste this part. Okay, let me come down and let me paste it as it is here. Just we need to change the Young's favorite. Let's make it capital Young's favorite. Okay, now I think so it is looking great. Now yes, Young's favorite is coming as expected. So just after this div, what we have to do again, we have to take one div which is exactly the same. So let me take the one div. Inside that div again I will take one div. Now just inside that div again there will be one image tag. Let me style it first. So the class will be of, or let's implement what we required first here. Dots images, dot slash images, and it will be insta.jpg. Okay, just below that image tag will apply, we will close that div, then we will take another div. Okay, so inside that div we will take another div. That div will be of h3, and inside that h3 I will write trending on Instagram. Okay, so just after that h3 we will take another div which is anchor tag. Anchor tag will be of hash and I will naming it as explore now. Okay, so let me and just after this div let me take another div. I will give it as a image and the same thing arrow section which is an arrow image. Let me do one thing. Let me give the name here, so that will be a arrow. Okay, now the one image is already coming up there. Now let's apply styling to it. Let me give the styling here first. The div that styling will be of grid will be of flow row, then grid row 1, gap will be of 12, and on the medium device the grid will be flow column. As on the mobile device it will be a row, so on the medium devices and more devices, I mean after the medium devices like extra large devices, double extra large devices, for that it will be a column, and grid will be calls. I will take it as a 2. Okay, let me apply the styling to the next div. The styling for that it will be flex, then flex column, gap will be of 7, let me do one thing. Let me wrap all of these in a separate div. And all the styling I will keep here. Okay, now this looks great. Now to that image, let's apply a couple of styling to it as well. So the styling which I'll be applying here, the class width will be of full, height will be of 704 pixel, object will be of cover, and that same object we can take as a 25% and rounded will be medium. Now let's make it dynamic. I will take it as a 25. Let me close this. It will be 20%. Sorry, 20 pixels. Okay. Okay, this is now rounded. After the image, after closing that div, the new div which is implemented there, for that div I will give the class as flex, then flex row, then justify will be between, and items will be center. Okay, Now the next div, which is where we have wrapped h3 and a, so let's give the styling to it as well. So it will be a flex column. Okay, let me save it and see the output. Yeah, it's looking great. Now let's apply the styling to h3. Now to that h3, the text will be of 32 pixels, then font will be medium, and items will be not required items. The font medium is enough. Okay, let me apply the styling to the anchor tag. Text will be of 2xl, text will be of hash color, that is 7f 7f 7f. And explore now, already I have mentioned there. So let's save it and check whether it looks great or not. And there's one issue. When coming here, we have not applied the margin top. Let's make the margin top will be 5. Let's apply the padding will be of 7. Now here you could see the new arrival section is completed. With that, favorite section is also completed. Now if we make it, if we copy paste this card, but let me debug. One issue is already there. We can see the gap is there. The gap is not implemented there. So let me check and come back. Why the gap is not showing there? Because the stylings which we have implemented, according to that, it must have shown the gap there. So let me figure it out. I will get back. So I have figured out the issue. The issue was not that much difficult. It was a simple one. If you remember that we have copied this section tag, this section up to the div, we have copied this part from the first section, which is a new arrival section. So in that we have done one small mistake. What we have done there, we have added padding x instead of margin y need to be applied there. So it will be like, so let me check, let me apply the margin y will be of 190 pixels. Now if we go here and let's refresh this, it is getting already refreshed. Now here you could see the proper gap is getting applied there, which is a margin y. Y stands for top to bottom. Okay, so whatever the required style, that is applied. Now let's do one thing. Let me take this card one more time. Okay, card 1. From here to this card, let me copy paste it and let's change the image name. It will be new.jpg and save it and let's check what is happening here. Yes, it is coming a little bit down, so that we don't want. So for that, what we have to do here, let's make it flex. Something happened. Oh, let's take this div down. Now the cards are looking in a row. Let me take it in a column. I will get back. So here we have done another minor mistake, that is a simple. I have debugged that. Let me show you what exactly happens there. So here you could see after implementing this card 2, and if we go up in the main div, which is a container just below the heading, here you could see h2, and this div which is a heading, this div is for h2. Now coming to this div, here we have done one minor mistake where we didn't apply the double quotes. Now class equals to the double quotes are required, and we forget to apply that. Now if I do one thing here, I will apply double quotes, and after that it another mistake which we have done, we didn't make it grid columns 2 we have done, but that will reflect in a row. If we want that into be a column, so we have to make it medium devices and the above devices. Okay, now if we save it after making these changes, what we have done the changes here, class equals to, we have applied double quotes. Now there inside that we have done grid column row, grid row 1, gap 12, medium of grid flow column, and medium will be of grid calls 2. Now if we save it and get back to our page, now boom, here you could see the new arrival section is reflecting exactly the same, and the favorite section is also looking the same. Now if we try to compare these two sections, which is a new arrival section and the favorite section, let's compare it with the actual site. There I could see it is looking exactly the same. Now new arrival section with 3 cards with title, arrow, and explore now. The same thing applies here. That means our favorite section and new arrival section part is also over. So we have successfully implemented those two sections. Whatever the changes we have done, I mean we have made couple of mistakes. This is a part of debugging, and every debugger or every developer have to know how to debug this type of issues. To debug these issues, you have to flow into the code. If you go to the code, every time you have to check what was the syntax error, was there any syntax error, was there any inspect tool issue. So to inspect those type of issues, what you have to do, Control Shift I. There you could see one inspect tool will get open. Now coming to the console network, here you could see there are 4 to 5 sections are implemented there, through which we can debug that issue. Now here I have one console section. If I made some mistake here, that might have been shown here. They will reflect that there is a syntax error, that there is a h2 error, or there is a tag missing. That this type of errors will occur here on the console section. So every developer or any of the coder, they have to know how to do the debugging. The mistakes will happen, that will keep on happening, but we have to found the way from those mistakes. We have to debug that issue and get out of it. Now here already we have committed 2 mistakes. We debug that issue, we came out of that, and we resolved our issue, due to which our 2 sections got completed. So from this video we have completed 2 more sections. One is the favorite section, and another one is new arrival section, and with that also we have committed a couple of mistakes in our code, and we learn how to debug those type of issues via inspect tool. So it is better when you committed those type of mistakes to go to the inspect tool, to the console, see is there any syntax error or not, then come to the code, correct those syntaxes, and get your code done. Okay, so that means you will get the expected output on your web page. So that's it from today's video. In the next video we will try to cover up the whole web page, the required section, I mean the another sections, which are the footer section, newsletter section, and one is mobile section. So we will complete this section in next one video. Until that time, bye, take care, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video.